Slingshot David. Man, I came in this game riding Greyhound buses. 40 hours from New Orleans to LA smelling mustard. Hustling hard so you could laugh and you could keep your opinion. Let me break my story down, starting with the beginning. Sneaking in the BET Awards, no tickets, I'm thugging. Flying on my partner, Buddy Pass. Trey, yeah, I love him. Tried to give Jermaine Dupri a demo right in his hand. He ignored me, so I threw it at him when he hopped in his van. Man, I crashed on everybody's sofa from LA to New York. Did it with a 3-person team. My brain, my voice, and my heart. It wasn't no lane. It wasn't no lane for what it is that I do. Nobody ain't never put no dime up. I paid all these dues. I had no Top Dog, no Brian Williams, no Ben Washington, no Zach Quinn, no Travis Town, no Turkey Mail. So what? What I look like? Catch a feel. I'm grinding. I'm thugging. You think not? You bugging. I'm the #1 hustler alive. End of discussion.
Vision is an army, better yet a navy. So if you ever play a hit me, for you it ain't gravy. I got called by my side, fighting on the daily. So that's what the streets name me.
They want that Slingshot David. They want that Slingshot David. They want that Slingshot David.
So please watch them low. Please watch them low.
Welcome to Free Lunch Podcast, home of the New South Movement and the New South Movement Network. BG, we got one.
We back at it, my brother. And yes, we do. We got one. We definitely got one.
And you know what? We finna release this, BG. This is actually a ceremonial kind of episode, because when we drop this episode, this will be our 100th episode. We've been doing this for over 2 years now. Had some great artists and had some great interviews and some great commentary on the show. But the reason I like today's interview, because our guest embodies the New South Movement, the New South Movement Network, and he embodies what we originally planned out to do with this platform.
Just making major noise too, man. It ain't every day that you got somebody that's beating down the block like this, but you know, we got it. We're gonna bring it to the people, and they are in store for a treat.
And we got somebody that talks like us, that's from that experienced the same things we've experienced growing up, is speaking the same language. And I mean, everything he stands for, I think, is going to be evident in this interview. And I'm ready to get into it, bro.
For sure. And he from down bottom, like you say, from Louisiana, New Orleans to be exact, 9th Ward representing. And I'm gonna tell you, man, like it's kind of this major irony that's going on right now, because, you know, several years ago, like I was telling you, man, I could just remember being in Houston, Texas. I was down there visiting the fam. I'm in a rental car and I'm just riding. And, you know, generally when you go to a different region, you'll hear songs that you generally don't hear at home. And so I'm riding this song come on, and I'm listening to the content. It's got that New Orleans flavor to it. But this dude is basically calling out 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and Weezy all in the same track. It's lyrical and it's making sense. And it's really just a call to them, you know, being more spokesmen for the culture and really, you know, speaking out as men to encourage other men to be men. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this dude is really shooting a big shot right here, because he's going at some guys that could ultimately come back with some tracks of their own. But it was very cutting edge, man. And so I was like, the DJ finally came around and said who the artist was, and it's forever stuck in my mind. And so, you know, we got this thing jumping off, and I was like, man, this would be a great person to have on this show to come on to tell his story, but to also introduce our people to some lyrical content really in a way that they probably haven't even heard it before.
You put me on, and ever since I've been rocking to it, because like I said, we follow him on IG. But let's just bring him out, man, because I know he driving. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that service we got right now, because I don't know if he's using Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon. So before we lose the service, BG, go ahead and bring him out. Bring him out.
Got the man behind ESPN Undefeated. He dropped the title cut for them. If you've been paying attention to the social media timeline, I'm kind of mad at him because he paid Sallie Mae back. I'm still trying to get it done. So without further ado, we got New Orleans own hip hop in the flesh, D-1, welcome to the show. D-1,
Welcome
what's
to
happening?
the show.
Wow, yeah, what's up, man? Hey, that's one of the most awesome intros I have ever had, man. I'm just sitting here smiling from ear to ear right now. You heard me? So thank you.
Oh, no doubt, but it's real though.
Taking some time out of your busy schedule, getting ready to jump off this tour, just releasing the album,
Yeah.
Slingshot David. How you feeling right now with all this stuff that's moving around for you?
Man, this is one of the most exciting times in my life right now, and I'm learning to just live in the moment and appreciate the moment. So I'm going on my first nationwide tour. I love it. Every day I'm just soaking that energy up that I'm getting from the people. People screenshotting their tickets as they buy them online and stuff. I'm excited about that. I just dropped that Slingshot David mixtape. It's available everywhere. It's free online. Go get the Slingshot David mixtape. And I got the Slingshot David album. The album is coming on the way at the end of the year. So this is just, it's all about Slingshot David right now. The tour, the mixtape, and the album.
How did you come up with that title, Slingshot David?
Well, man, you know, my real name is David. You know, my stage name is Dee-1, but yeah, my birth name is David, and I've always felt a connection to David from the Bible. You know, him being a brave warrior, him being a young buck that a lot of people weren't expecting to be, you know, as brave and powerful of a leader as he was. I just feel his story, and I read all the literature I could on David, man. I studied his character, his flaws, his attributes that made him great, and I said, man, my parents, they didn't name me David for no reason, man. We got a lot like, I ain't gonna lie, some of his weak areas I can relate to him in them areas too. So I'm like, yo, I feel you on that, homie, but I also feel you on, you know, you a man after God's own heart. So that's where David comes from. And David, the slingshot, that's just symbolic of the weapon he used to defeat, you know, arguably his greatest opponent, which was Goliath, you know, and all it took was a slingshot. So for me, my slingshot is my pen and my pad. You heard me? It's 2016, and that's my weapon of choice that I use to slay these giants out here nowadays, man. So Slingshot David, that's everybody has their own slingshot. You just got to figure out what's your slingshot in your life that you use to do greatness on this earth. And then everybody has a little bit of David in them, man. So Slingshot David, it's for me, it's for the whole world.
You know, I just alluded to that song, J50 and Weezy, and that was a big slingshot. What was the motivation behind that song?
Because, man, people act like they were scared to tell the truth, man. That's when I'd be in the barbershop all the time, and I used to hear cats talking about, man, these dudes don't do anything for the hood. They just putting this negativity out there. Plus, they not even living that lifestyle, man. Lil Wayne ain't no killer, and this, that, and the third. I'm hearing people say it in the barbershop, but I never heard anybody say it in real life, you know, on a song to where other people could hear it. And I said, man, it's about time somebody, you know, calls these brothers out, man, because they have too much power and too much paper and too much of a platform to be poisoning the minds of our people, man. So that's why I did it. You know, if I had their phone number, I wouldn't have did the song. I would have just texted them or shot them a call and told them everything I said in that song. But I didn't have their number. I couldn't get to them, so I said, you know what? I'm going to do this via song. And I know they heard it, too. All of them heard it. All three of them heard it. That's confirmed. I know that for a fact. So now it's just, it's up to every man on his own time and, you know, if he's going to change and when he's going to change and how he's going to change. But I feel like I did my part, which was I put nothing but truth out there to them. I wasn't mad. I wasn't jealous. I wasn't aiming to, you know, defame their character in any way, shape, or form. But I did want to expose them to the truth, which I felt like they needed to hear.
But it's very interesting because, like you said, you mentioned these are conversations that you had in the barbershop. Just to take it back a little, can you share with our audience, you being from New Orleans, I saw you went to where you played ball in high school. You ended up going to LSU, and then you actually started teaching. Can you kind of talk about just your upbringing coming from New Orleans, specifically starting with like 2001, the Katrina time frame, and then graduating from LSU and teaching mathematics?
So Katrina hit in 2005 to be exact.
Yeah, 2005.
You know,
yep.
Yeah, and you know, growing up in New Orleans, man, I was just trying to make it out. I didn't really have too much ambition as far as what I wanted to do, but I just knew I wanted to make it out, man. And by the time, by the time I was old enough to play sports, I saw sports as the main way to make it out. So I really worked hard to excel in basketball, and I got real good. I was one of the top 5 scorers in the whole city, man. Like everybody knew me. They knew David Augustine from Ben Franklin, But I fell in love, and when I fell in love with this girl, man, it kind of shifted what college I was gonna go to, man, because she couldn't get into the schools that were offering me scholarships. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to LSU because you did get in school over there, and I'm just gonna walk on the team at LSU. And man, I got cut. I wasn't good enough. So that's where my hoop dreams ended at, and that's when I got into hip hop. By the time I graduated, I realized, I said, man, whether it's through hip hop or whether it's just through being a teacher, I need to make a difference while I'm on this earth, man. My best friend that got shot and he got murdered in cold blood, and I realized how real death was. So I said, man, with my time down here on earth, I just want to make a difference in the lives of the youth, and that's what led me to be a teacher. In addition to that, I had these student loans because I didn't have a full scholarship to LSU, so I had to take out loans. And man, teaching was a stable job. Rap was not stable for me. I wasn't making any money off being a rapper, so I had teaching in my back pocket to go ahead on and make some income, and I had rapping on the side as a hobby. But after 2 years of teaching, I decided that I wanted to take my talents to the rap game full time, man, and I jumped out here, and that's when I made that's around the time, like, that's probably a little bit after I made the J50 and Weezy song. That was like a year after I made J50 and Weezy in that video. That's when I stopped teaching, and I've been out here ever since, man. And I think I'm doing good.
The Announcement, one of my favorite songs that you released, and it really provides an in-depth, introspective outlook on you making the decision essentially to stop teaching and to take this hip hop and this rap game full time. We kind of talk about that on our platform, just people following their passion and really just getting out of that corporate job or whatever it is to follow that, to basically utilize their slingshot. Can you kind of talk about that experience and that moment?
Man, that's a great question, man. I no one has ever asked me that. Man, dang, I forgot about that song. Man, that song, I wrote that. I was so nervous when I wrote that song, because when I actually wrote the song, I still had my job. So I was mentally just knowing that I was going to quit, soon. And I wrote that song visualizing the day and how it would be. I started writing it, and then I stopped writing the song because I was like, man, I don't really know how it's going to feel until I do it. So then when I went back after I officially quit my job and I finished writing the song, I just realized that it felt like a breath of fresh air, and that's how I knew I made the right decision. It took so much courage to walk away from the stability of corporate America, of a 9-to-5 and of a stable job. Socially, it's very acceptable to be a teacher. It's like, oh, okay, you're a teacher? All right, cool. Like, it makes your mama proud. Your grandma likes telling people that. Like, he's teaching now. He's doing good, da-da-da-da. Being a rapper is probably the worst thing you can say if you're just trying to impress people with what you do. It sounds so, like, oh, you're a rapper. Like, okay, especially if you're not a well-known, successful rapper, which I wasn't at the time. So it took a lot of courage, man, and I just realized I had to tap into my godly aura. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have God living within us, and because of that, I had to really ask myself, is God gonna smile down on this decision? And the only way I knew God would smile down on that decision is if I made sure that I was quitting teaching to to go ahead on and still be a teacher, but just on a larger scale with a larger classroom. You feel me? And that's what I've been doing in the rap game for the last 4 or 5 years. I still been teaching, man. Every time I hit the stage.
What did your students say when they heard and found out? Did they know that you were rapping at the time, or did they find out? They did know.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why. To be honest with you, that's part of the reason why I had to quit my job. The first year, I was able to kind of keep it a secret. Like I said, I really was not well known as a rapper. Like, people on LSU's campus knew who Dee-1 was because I had been rapping for 4 years on campus. But my students, no, that was on the other side of town. I taught in the hood. You know, LSU is not the hood. I taught on the other side of town around by Southern University. I taught in the hood. Man, those people didn't know who Dee-1 was, so it was cool at first. Once the word got out there that I was a rapper as well, and, you know, people started to figure that out, man, like, it turned into like this phenomenon to where a lot of the parents were actually coming to school, and they were kind of becoming like groupies, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, oh, Jasmine told me you're a rapper, for real? You got a CD level? Because, you know, the parents are young, so the parents are listening to the music, and although the music wasn't anything bad or negative, it was still tough, though, because it became a distraction. The news ended up coming to the school. They wanted to do a whole story on the phenomenon of this teacher who's a rapper on the side, who all the students love. And my principal kind of gave me an ultimatum, and the principal was like, listen, if you try and take this profession seriously as a teacher, I think you need to put that rapping stuff to the side because it's becoming a distraction. And that's what first put it on my mind. Like, I might have to quit this job, man, because I don't think I want to just stop rapping. All the students are listening to Lil Wayne and Lil Boosie. Why they can't listen to Dee-1 as well? You hear me?
Confirmation that it was time for you to start, you know, moving on and focusing exclusively on the music. And I'm guessing that if the parents were getting it, that a lot of the other artists and people in that area were getting it as well, because of what we know New Orleans and Baton Rouge in that area to be, especially in the world of hip hop. And I saw a story about an interaction with you and Manny Fresh from Cash Money. Like, at first, you actually met Manny Fresh.
Man, I met Manny Fresh when I had actually just first started rapping. This was probably like 2007, maybe. It was after Hurricane Katrina. I was still a student at LSU, and I remember I met him inside of an AutoZone. He was buying some spark plugs for his Cutlass, I think. And I was driving I think I was driving my 98 Honda that I'm still driving right now. I think I must have been driving this, and cause I still drive my 1998 Honda. You know, I love my baby to death. So
you ain't got no car note. You ain't got no car note.
I ain't got no car note. Exactly. So when I met Fresh, that's equivalent to somebody on the West Coast meeting Dr. Dre, just inside AutoZone chilling. You know, Manny Fresh is our Dr. Dre. You feel me? Like, that's how important he is to New Orleans hip hop. So, man, I almost peed on myself when I met him. I was like, man, look at this. I was tripping out. And I met him, and I just made my first mixtape. I recorded it in my dorm room. I ran out to the car and got a copy for him. I had my cell phone number on it. I gave it to him. I gave him my cell number. And I just thought that's how the rap game worked. And I was like, okay, he going to call me. He going to listen to it. He going to call me. And he going to sign me. And then I'm going to drop out of school and my life going to change. Like, that's what I was waiting on. And it didn't work like that. He ain't never called. So I had to go back to school and keep working. And 4 years later, man, after J50 and Weezy came out and that song really blew up and the music video really blew up, he told me that he saw it on MTV Jams. And when he saw it, he was like, man, that's the little dude from AutoZone. And he was like, dang, that dude's still been grinding. He's still been working. And it really made him, you know, respect me. And he decided to call me and wanted to work with me. So that's how our relationship started.
So the Manny Fresh interaction at AutoZone, was that before or after throwing the CD at Jermaine Dupri?
Oh, y'all been listening. Yeah, yeah. So that was all right. Manny Fresh, I met him before. That was before. So Jermaine Dupri, I remember we were we were out networking. I think that was when I want to say the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game was in Dallas one year because I remember it was snowing or something like that. And I remember me and my people, we drove out there and I saw JD and I was like, dang, look at this Jermaine Dupri. So I tried to give him my demo and he was walking like 4 feet away from me, but he had this 300-pound security guard standing in the middle of us. And I wasn't being disrespectful. I was like, JD. I called his name like 20 times. JD. Hey, JD. And he ain't look over. He ain't even look at me. And I was 4 feet away from him. So I'm just kind of like, golly, dog, you ain't even got to take the CD, but you're not even going to look at me like there's nobody else on the sidewalk. It's you, your security guard, me, and my homeboy, Justin from Shreveport. And he was my roommate at the time. And, man, this dude didn't even look at me, so I felt played. So when he hopped in his van to go wherever he was going, I said, man, you gonna listen to my CD, and I threw it at that boy, and I threw it at him soon as he hopped in the van, and as soon as I threw it, his security guard looked at me. Boy, I ran as fast as I could. Boy, I ran like Michael Johnson. You heard me? 200 meters, world record.
Slingshot David, literally.
Yeah, Slingshot David, literally.
Literally, right.
You a one-man army, and I watched the video, One Man Army. Very dope song, very dope video. And then you have the guy that's in the video that actually gives you your slingshot, your pen and your pad.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought about was The Alchemist. Have you read The Alchemist, and can you kind of talk about the one-man army theory?
Dang, man. So I have read The Alchemist. I read The Alchemist after I did the One Man Army video, actually.
Okay.
After, yep. So once I started to understand what they were talking about with your personal legend and all that type of stuff, and just how dude went all over the world, looking for something that he had all along, like. It really made sense. It was like, wow, I actually found mine without having to read the book. You feel me? I found what my personal legend is without even having to read the book. And it was just through life is a learning process.
Mm-hmm.
The day you stop learning, that's the day you start dying, and you die a slow death like that. You could be alive but still be dying. So I'm all about learning, man. And yeah, the dude who actually gave me that inside the video, that's a mentor of mine, brother named Silky Slim, and he's a reformed gangster from Baton Rouge, man. I met this dude in the barbershop when I was a student at LSU, and dude had just turned his life around, man. When I tell you he was that dude, like all Lil Boosie and all them, he was all of their OG, coming up in the streets of BR, and I saw how he went from 0 to 100 so quick. Like, I'm talking about, he went from negative 100 to positive 100. He the most positive, God-fearing man that I know at this point. But I saw that change that he made, and that's why, I never turn my back on people just because they may have, a shady past. I never turn my back on people. I've actually always been attracted to those types of people because I know what God has done for me and in my life, you hear me? So I've always been extra drawn to those types of people. And, it's just funny we talking about that video because...
Dope video. Yeah. And that point is a very powerful point of that video.
Yeah, and for me, it was just another music video. For him, he was like, man, this means so much to me because the only dudes that ever want me to be in their videos, they want me to be, in the kitchen cooking up some dope, or they want me to be having a gun in my hand. He was like, and that ain't me no more, you know what I'm saying? So he was so appreciative and thankful for the opportunity, and I didn't understand why at first, but people don't always want to give individuals a chance if that person has a spotted, past, and I just feel like, we all need grace, man. We all need grace. We all need forgiveness, man. So I'm all for taking somebody and giving them a shot, you know, when they've never had it before. So I tell you how crazy this interview is right now. Not to go off on a tangent, but so we shot that video on LSU's campus. A large portion of that video was shot on LSU's campus, literally. One Man Army, the music video. I'm in my car, my 98 Honda, which is in that video, that car is in that video, and I just drove from New Orleans, and I'm up here in Baton Rouge about to pull up on LSU's campus right now to go shoot hoops with one of my boys. So it's so crazy how everything we're talking about in this interview is kind of like literally kind of happening or rehabbing right now, because I'm about to be in the same spot where I started rapping, the same gym where I got cut when I tried out for the team, you know, doing what was my first love, which was playing basketball. But now, you know, years later, I'm Dee-1, you know, and I'm still a one-man army. I'm still driving the Honda. I'm still on that mission to make a difference, you know, in this world, man. And I'm just thankful, you know. I love being around people where I feel like they're living out their God-given mission vision, you hear me? And that's what I feel right now. So this is all cool, man. Thank y'all for this.
No problem. Let's get into this Slingshot David. And go through a few of these tracks. 16 Heat from beginning to the end. Starting off with that intro, we just talked about that Slingshot David. Let's see, number 3, No Guns.
Well, BG, can I get my favorite two real fast? My favorite.
Hold on, man. You ain't the guest though. You ain't the guest.
Okay. Go ahead. I've been sitting on this, but go ahead.
Appreciate it. No Guns, Dee-1. Talk a little bit about No Gun and how you came up with that and the concept behind it.
No gun, man. I'm in the hood all the time. You hear me? I'm in the hood all across the U.S. too, and I don't gang bang. I ain't repping no certain set, you know. And one thing I never felt like I needed to carry a gun for protection. You know, I feel like God is my bodyguard. So that being said, I wanted to do a song to let people know, you know, you take pictures in the hood, boy, I'm living out scriptures in the hood.
Crips and the Bloods, and they both showing love, and the nation got my back too. Farrakhan is a fan, that's a fact too. Look, you take pictures in the hood, boy, I'm living out scriptures in the hood. They pull that heater on you, you hollering Jesus, but any other day you ain't following Jesus. Everybody close your eyes for a second. Let me paint a picture of my life for a second. I give off positive energy all day, and that don't mean negativity don't come my way. But it's like I got a force field around me, repelling any demons trying to chill around me. Man, I love my people. That's why I can't be scared of my people. I'm flexing, yeah, I'm flexing, no. Man, no, never got no weapon, no. Man, I be up in every ghetto, I'm up in every hood, walking around your section like what's good. I ain't got no gun, I got no gun, I got no gun, I got no gun.
You hear me? Like people think being in the hood is cool, man. Like I'm in the hood because I'm trying to help change the environment for everybody that's in the hood that's trying to get out and trying to get them hope and inspiration. So no gun is basically saying, yeah, like that's how I live my life, and I don't feel the need to carry a gun to feel safe or be protected, man. So that's a big song, man. I love that song. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's go track 6. I already know what this is about. We're talking about that 98 Honda, which you salute to in this song. No car note. I'm jealous of you on that one too, because I got a car note and student loan still flowing.
Oh yeah, you, boy, that's a double negative. Yeah, you. Nah, that no car note. That song is that's the anthem for everybody that's like, man, you know what? I don't care what other people drive. I'm not trying to keep up with the trends or with the fashions or whatever. You know what? I'm proud of what I drive, and one thing I'm even more proud of is I worked hard and I paid off that car note, man. So this the anthem for the people that had a car note and that paid that thing off, and they're like, man, I'm sticking with my vehicle, I'm sticking with my baby. I worked hard to say I own this thing. So
No. Hey. Man, what you know about riding around town when your AC broke and your window won't roll down? Car running hot, so you gotta drive fast 300,000 miles on the dash. Don't crash! Brake belly work, gotta push your way down to the floor. This can't be safe, oh no! Although Dee-1 is not a cheaper, my car smoke more than Wiz Khalifa. People see me and they saying, what the heck? How you still drive that after you got in the wreck? I ain't trading it, and I ain't getting it fixed, but I am keeping that insurance check. Yep. Me and my car done got close, my car done been there for me. Stuck by my side, when I had nothing, I fell in love, now I can't leave. Plus I got I used all that extra money to take long vacation. I used all that extra money to stack up my savings. Even if you make more than me, I save more than you. I make more out of less and gross without net. I own this, you can never repost that. I don't care what they drive, I don't mind how they roll. I don't want what they got, so what if my car old? I love my 98 Honda, think I'm finna let it go? Nope. Why not? Cause I ain't got no car note.
That's that no car no, you hear me? And we shooting a video for it this Sunday, so everybody gonna be in love when they see this video.
VG, he say, I ain't got no car, no.
Yeah.
I don't care what you drive. I don't care.
Yeah.
VG, he say, I ain't got. Boy, I've been bumping that one since I first downloaded it. I was like, that one dope. That's one of my favorite. Go ahead.
But you know, man, how much of motivation that is, though, to put your mind frame into getting to a place where you don't have to like I paid Sallie Mae Back. You listen to that, that's focusing your mind. I need to get to this point where I ain't got to pay Sallie Mae Back. And the same thing with a car note. So it's like being a good steward of your money by way of a song that you can actually jam to and ride to. So that's dope in itself.
Oh man, it's hot. That's a hot one. That's hot.
Okay, and then this is a big one though. You have some big time features on one track. Against Us, you got Lupe Fiasco and Big Crit. How was it working with those two guys?
Oh, those are two friends, man. So, you know, when you friends with somebody, it's even more fun when you could do business or create art with them. So, you know, it was just a dream come true, honestly. I went on tour with Lupe a couple years ago. So, you know, we formed a brotherhood on that tour. And me and Crit, I met Crit when I put out J50 and Weezy, which was a few years back. And we always had that bond, man. We kindred spirits. So it just worked out well. It came together nice.
Top 5 is where I normally rank up. You got money in the bank, but you morally bankrupt, boy.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive those who trespass against us.
What you tell them now?
Against us, against us.
They ain't trying to go.
Against us, against us.
They don't want to know.
Against us, against us.
They don't want to know.
Against us, against us.
We some gangsta.
Forgive us for our flexing in our selfish ways and overlook the day that we ain't pray. After getting paid, a product of buying violence. They gave us crap, we sold it back for gold and real and Gucci. Told us how to whip and move it, and like junkies just ain't human. Somebody mama, somebody father that was on their way to AA till they heard us holler Bay Ace for the cheap. The fire black life has decreased. Police killing us for a bonus and paid vacate to the beat. Cause never been busy, I'm telling you. Been what they selling you. Put on first and let them work when everything else failing you. We been in the club way too long, my brother. Teach them more than rapping, slug, pilling, and drug dealing, but how to love each other, embrace the struggle, build from rubble, and do more than just tweet. Mad about it, emoji, sad, Instagram, hashtag about it. I don't mean to nag about it, but we got to fight the evil, raise a flag about it. Saying,
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive those who trespass against us.
What you tell them now?
Against us, against us.
They ain't trying to go.
Against us, against us.
They don't want to know.
Against us,
exactly. I think everybody brought some to their verse too. So no two verses were sounding alike on that song. We all put our own little flavor on it, and that's the best type of collaborations. Ain't nobody trying to outdo the other one. We just trying to do our best personally. So yeah, I think that's the best. I haven't heard a better collab in 2016, to be honest with you. So I might be a little biased, but I think as a collab song, I think that's, especially to say we talking about some real relevant stuff right now, man, like what really was going on. And we didn't write this because of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile. We wrote this stuff just because, man, this how we live every day. You know, we feel like this. We about this movement. So, it's just a great collab.
I was listening to the tape and I was listening to some of the sounds, some of the beats, and I'm like, man, this, you know, it'd be nice to hear Dee-1 matched up with this other artist from Tennessee, Don Tripp. And then I mess around and look at track number 16 and you got Get It On with Don Tripp. So I was like, man, I might need to get into the A&R business.
Dang, you really said that's crazy. Yo, man, you serious or you making that up, man? That's crazy.
No lie. I'm listening to it at the house. I'm listening to the flow. And I hadn't even looked at 16 yet. And I'm like, that beat sound like something that Tripp could get on. And then I just went back and looked at it again and looked at the man 16, Don Tripp. I'm like, well, I must be pretty good at this.
Yeah, that's the homie. Anybody I ever collab with, just know one thing: we already friends. Like I don't collab with people unless they just I don't put people on my music unless we friends, man. Cause I just don't like the vibe when it just feels like I'm just doing it just cause you got a big name or you got a buzz or something. Like I don't like that. So that's what I do, man. I collab with friends. So me and Tripp, we definitely got us one out the way, and I'm on his album as well. So we got a song called "Don't Ever Land." You heard me? So that's cool that he just returned the favor for your boy.
And that's a band on that. That's a band on that song, right?
Yeah, that's a band on that thing.
Man, whenever you put a band on it, it's gonna go hard, just like you did with that Saint song. Whenever you put that trumpet on that band, it's finna ride out. Yeah, my few of course, Slingshot David, man, that just the intro and the title track goes hard. Did Louis Farrakhan really? I mean, you mentioned the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You got word that he listened to your stuff or he's a fan?
Man, I met up with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in Houston, Texas, and I went to his hotel room and I had a long conversation with him, and he told me how much of a fan he is and how important I am to this culture, especially where I come from. So this is firsthand information. This ain't through the grapevine. Yeah,
man, that's awesome. That's somebody I've always had on the bucket list, just to meet the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. So obviously, Slingshot David, one of my favorites. No Car Note, we mentioned that one. Can't ban the Hope Man, which I think that's a re-release, right?
Yeah. Because I put that one out when my mixtape. When they kind of banned my mixtape, you heard me, that separated that birth tape. So
I was going to ask you about that. Anything you want to speak on about that?
You can't stop what's in God's plans, you heard me, and you can't stop a hustler. And one thing about me is I'm a straight hustler, you heard me, and that's one thing. So I never stop working, I never stop hustling. So those songs that couldn't come out because of some industry politics and some people hating and some people making threats and all that type of stuff. Don't worry, God's plan is bigger than anything that you can stop. You hear me?
You ever speak to Lil Wayne?
Nope.
You never had a conversation with him or anything. It's never. All been. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just want to give Dee-1 an opportunity to talk about it with it being so close to home. The incident with Alton Sterling.
Oh, definitely.
Hold on.
Philando Castile.
How you know? Well, I gotta go
in the middle of an interview with the other superstar.
No. Yeah, that's what happened, BG. Sometimes you just gotta allow the stars to be the stars, and you gotta allow the artists to be the artists. But I'm
exclusive.
This is exclusive right here.
Exclusive right now.
Y'all, yeah, my
Nah. But I think BG asked a great question about the you in Baton Rouge right now with the social justice issues that are happening right there in your backyard. What are your thoughts on that?
I know the situation very well, too well, man. And honestly, there's a lot of individuals that have hatred in their heart, man, and that's why they react aggressively in situations that don't call for it. So the guy that killed Alden Sterling, I think that's a prime example of that. So all we want is justice. You know, we just want justice to be served to where it's like, look, it's obvious what this man did. It's on camera. We just want this man to be taken to court and found guilty. And I think that would make a lot of people, you know, like pleased and make them happy, man, because that's all we really want is for justice to be served. And for my black people, you know, my beautiful black people out here, the thing with us is we got to start loving ourselves as well, man, because it makes us look bad if we want to go out in the streets and riot and protest and have marches, you know, when someone else kills us, but then later on that night, you know, we're going to shoot ourselves up. So it's actually a call to action for everyone to just, you know, fight with love, man. You know, love always wins at the end of the day. So that's real. I used to sell mixtapes at the exact same spot where Alden Sterling got killed, man. And so I know that hood very well. I know that area well, and I know that Baton Rouge is just kind of still in shock, you know, behind everything that's going on, especially even with the police officers getting killed the other day. It just kind of got the city, you know, kind of like shook right now.
Yeah. And as an artist, do you feel like you have a responsibility to kind of be a spokesperson for the community and giving encouragement and guidance to the people that might be listening to your music?
Yeah, man, definitely. That's everything I do, man. Anybody that know Dee-1, they know that I'm a social activist. I'm a teacher. I'm a motivator, as well as a rapper. You feel me? So, you know, I just want everybody listening, make sure y'all follow me too and stay in touch with my moves, man. It's Dee-1 Music on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. DEE, the #1 music. You heard me? We got the Slingshot David tour coming this September, and we out here, man. We try and make a difference. You know, it's all about be real, be righteous, and be relevant. That's the motto I live by.
And that's the great way to end the show. That's what you call it. You call that, that's the mission vision, right? And
that's the mission. That's their mission vision. Yes, sir.
That's that mission vision and the mission vision positive. So, D, appreciate it. When you come up to Virginia, I'm going to be at the concert September 24th, Vienna, Virginia. I'm there.
Oh, come through, man. Yeah, spread the word for us, bro. We got. I believe that. Thank you, bro. Cause we gotta get people in the building, man. This is a very important tour, man. It's time for me to show and prove that I can put people in these seats. So, yep, I'm excited, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go in here and hoop it up. You hear me?
No doubt.
All right, family. Y'all be easy.
All right. Talk to you later. Peace. BG. He embodies the New South Movement and New South Movement Network, sir.
Be real, be righteous, be relevant. Boy, Dee-1, man. What an honor to be able to have somebody that's bubbling up like that in these streets, that's really got a movement going, and it'll take time out to come and chat with us here on the podcast. No, it's exciting, man. It's exciting to be in this place and hear them type of words, bro. To see somebody that's living out a dream. And they stepped away from that status quo and really stepped into like their purpose, man. Like this is what it's all about.
And the crazy thing is that he's on the come up. He's still on that other side. He hadn't even touched the surface of what's about to happen. And for him to be on our show, on the front end of what's really about to happen in his career. Just speaks to him as an individual and speaks to his movement. And it's been real, you know? So I'm excited for what he's going to do. But just to celebrate our 100 with someone like D, oh man, that's within itself, that's amazing.
Yes, indeed. So y'all go check Dee-1 out, man. Dee-1 Music. So that's DEE, the #1 music.com. And give you a little bio about what he's been doing, some of his previous works. You link to audio. We also got that tour like we talked about that's about to kick off on the 22nd. So just look for a date and a city near you and go check the brother out. Also on Instagram and Twitter, Dee-1 Music. So for everybody that likes and loves hip hop but can't really get with a lot of the stuff that's being put out right now, I recommend this. It's jamming. And I think, some of the collaborations and, we talked about him being the writer behind the theme music for the Undefeated. I think that speaks volume of what he bringing to the game.
And that was the full interview. We got the dropping of the call. We got the speaking to the as he walks, speaking to the fans like it was real. And that was D still riding in 98 Honda. I mean, like I said, I can appreciate it. And it was everything. Like I said, for us to be dropping our 100 show and to have D be that 100 show, it's the cherry on top, sir, for what we've been doing.
If you don't know, now you know.
If you don't, go check out the mixtape. And also with the tour coming up, as he mentioned, man, go support the brother. I mean, he's gonna be on a nationwide tour. He has plenty of opportunities for you to go and check him out. So I think you'll enjoy it. He takes pride in his art.
I'm gonna hit up that Atlanta show. Let's see what that date is. September 28th.
That's after me.
Yeah, that's a decent little wait. But yeah, I'm gonna go check that at the Masquerade on the 28th in Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL. And then he'll be on the 24th. He'll be down here in Virginia. I'll be there. So shout out to D.
Yeah, man.
BG, we did it, man. It's 100.
100 episode. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? We could do this for 100 straight times. But we did.
We did, and we got 100 more to go. So we're gonna keep doing this until we're gonna keep doing it, and it is what it is. So, anything else, sir? I mean, this is a celebration.
It's a celebration, bitches. But yeah, y'all can check for us, man. We Free Lunch Podcast. Hit us up, freelunchpodcast.com. Also on Instagram, Free Lunch Podcast. On Twitter, Free Lunch Pod. See, YouTube, Free Lunch TV. Check for us. We all over the place. We are a member of the New South Movement Podcast Network, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. Just search New South Movement, and you'll find us, the Free Lunch Podcast, the Dee-1 Sports Talk, the Retroscope Podcast, and the Girl Talk Podcast. Hit us up. Tell a friend, tell a friend.
This is your boy, Tight.
Yep.
We got the main man, BG. And we just had the homie, Dee-1, Slingshot David.
Yeah.
We out of here.
So picture I had this dream, right? That I walked into this office building and a receptionist came downstairs and said, D-1, your party is ready upstairs. So I hop off the elevator and I see Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne sitting at a round table. I hope they hear me. Look. What up, Jay? What up, Fifth? What up, Weezy? I'm D. I appreciate y'all for having this conversation with me. I know that I'm the brokest person in the room, yo. But money don't matter here because I'm rich with ideas. First off, I grew up listening to all of y'all. From the block is how to get rich to Blueprint, I bought it all. I paid 20 for the block is how that Peaches Wayne. And hope I bought volume 2 because I love money ain't a thing. Fifth, you had it locked in high school. You the reason I stopped buying Ja Rule. But I graduated from that train of thought, so that's why I'm here today. Not to fuss, but to talk. Here we go, love. 50, you a marketing genius and you stupid rich. Let's come up with a scheme and get a game of super fix. I seen you slaughter the careers of other men, but they were all brother men, so that's just another win for the other team. Entertainment is what it seems, but black on black hatred is the underlying theme. Paid, powerful, and popular, you got it all. Use that to fight the real enemy and make them fall. Other rappers might not understand, but so what? The game probably got them bending over doing a toe touch. It's raping them. So Fifth, I know you got a heart, homie, I don't doubt you. But trust the movement, gon' move on with or without you. Lil Weezy, flow off the easy, but we don't feel your presence down in that Big Easy. Shouting out New Orleans at the Grammys, that's cool. But how about donating some cash money to help the school? Wealth is cool, but not if you a selfish dude. Get at him, B. Nah, let's help this dude. Every statement that I yell is true, so take heed to it, Weezy. This ain't coming from no jealous dude. I know you're smart, son, you went to McMain. Now everything you say and do got kids trying to be Wayne. Friend or foe, it all depend on how you manage your talents. So what you gon' do? Step up or step down from the challenge? Young Hove, Jigga, H to the Izzo. It's truly an honor for me to meet you, my nizzo. It's impossible to belittle your impact on the game. You got the hottest chick in the world wearing your wedding ring. That's right.
You know most of these little rappers is wet. They spitting poison, they hurting the culture, they holding us back. But I'm trying to see how you feel, cause when you speak, people listen. Do you agree with me, disagree, or you feeling different? With all that shooting soul, now you can't afford to be lyrically, Talib Kweli. But truthfully, you ain't gotta rhyme like common sense. Just be down for the cause and don't ride the fence, you heard? Hey man, hold up, but while I got y'all here right fast, let me look through my notebook to see. I was writing a rap about this same topic. I just didn't know y'all was gonna show up to the meeting today, you know. I know y'all busy. Hold up. But you know, let me just, cause I'm still unsigned, so let me at least rap this for y'all. Hey, but my stuff on iTunes though. Alright, here we go. Look. Picture this, we got the blind leading the blind man. How stupid can we get? I just couldn't let it slide this time. Besides, my people need this, and I ain't on a major label, so they can't delete this. Let's go in. Now every rapper need to lose their deals and earn a bet. Most of them then let the industry take them and turn them wet. I be spitting from the soul so they feel you, boy. I want your ear and your heart like a million. Boy, stop snitching. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. That's why nobody spoke up when my dog got murdered. Everybody trying to stay true to the rules. Forget the rules if the rules was devised by fools. Most rappers is puppets, that can't be avoided. Being used for their stupidity, then getting exploited by a man with a different color skin. But homie, we grown men, so that's why I blame us and them. Me and you, we're David, the industry's Goliath. I'm here to fight it, and all that trash, I don't buy it. When I was lost, I used to look up to these cats. Now I pray for these cats. How you love that? A young, dumb, desperate, money-hungry rapper. First a label sees him, then they go in for the capture. Precisely what they're after, another pawn. Talking about the people you killed. Pop, 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 pop. Hold on. They also like it when you talk about your drugs. How much you sell them for? 18.5? Oh, that's what's up. I'm trying not to point, but I hope you get the point. These cats ain't running the game right. I'ma get the point. Fight him, battle him. The media stay instigating. To us it's real beef, to them it's instant ratings. Then when somebody gets shot, it's such a problem. That same media is now saying we should stop the violence. Ancestors of ours are screaming from the grave, cause physically we free, but we still some mental slaves. Ancestors of ours are screaming from the grave, cause physically we free, but we still some mental slaves. So what y'all think?